Hello, all you hardcores out there, how you doing? Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. We're just waiting for Luke to join us. Here he is. How you doing, Luke? You all right, lad? What on we? See, you're a barrel of laughs, aren't you, Luke? Oh, he's here. All right. Yeah. Can you hear me? No, it's at your end, mate. Mine's working. You there?
Can you hear me now, Porky?
I can hear you.
Sorry, mate. I'm just getting the hang of this Zoom.
That's what they all say.
How you doing, mate? You all right, yeah?
Yeah. So 8:05 on a Thursday. How are you doing, Luke?
Not bad, mate. I've just been recovering from yesterday after that bloody injection I had. I didn't think it was a big thing. I just thought it was going to be in and out, to be honest. I never had one before, but it took me into theatre and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't even walk. I got up, I thought I could walk, and she went, "Let me hold your arms," and my legs were like jelly for about an hour after. Every time I stood up, I nearly went. I thought, bloody hell, it's crazy feeling. I suppose it's like getting hit in boxing when your mind's telling you to get up and your legs just won't have it.
Yeah.
But today I feel back to normal now, though.
Right, well, I'm not a doctor, Luke, so good luck with all that. What's been happening in the world of boxing?
Oh, bloody hell, how many failure drug tests now for Matchroom? Another one, Baumgartner. Read a few notes about her, but you no doubt you already know about it.
Yeah, listen, we've got Dylan White, the can man, Crusher Ben, and now Boom the Gardner. What's going on? Eh?
Do you think, well, apparently this is it drug-free sport, what's Eddie Earn's got now for his drug, they do the drug test, don't they, and that.
They've
I
got
don't know.
what?
Sorry?
They've got what, lad?
Is it that drug-free sport what's doing the drug tests now?
Yeah. They're only a small company though. They're not a big one.
This is what I mean. They're only a small company. Why are they using them? But they're
Cheaper.
apparently, yeah, cheap, I suppose. But I've heard Eddie come out and say comments like, "We do more tests than anyone else out there, so we're gonna find more people what are on drugs."
It's not
I
cheap,
suppose,
you know. All that testing isn't cheap.
isn't it? How much is it a time then for one person?
Well, when I were at Dennis's, Liam Cameron, if I remember one of Liam's that he actually passed, put one of them were a grand, and it were a Commonwealth title fight, a grand to pee in a cup, £1,000.
£1,000.
£1,000 it was for Sheedy fight, I think. Sheedy fight, a grand. Yeah, it's £1,000.
Ridiculous, isn't it? Well, this Baumgartner won it. They took the test, was it 3 days before the fight? And then it didn't arrive at the lab for about 9 days later.
Tested her on 12. She fought on
50th, yeah.
They tested. Yeah, there, right. They tested her on 12th, and she fought on 15th, didn't she? And then the lab received it 9 days later by Tortoise. And then they told public, they said it would put it in public domain on 10th, but it didn't come onto internet till 16th, did it? So there's more holes in it than Biggie Smalls as Cadillac Escalade, isn't there? Is it Escalade?
I don't need.
But
It's crazy how that can happen, knowing that it's the results ain't back and the fight's gone on the Saturday. It's just absolute crazy. It's Rick Dan's White. What's the situation with Dillian White? Silence for that. Not heard nothing from him, have we?
I think that he might have failed summer, and he might be thinking, can drag it out so he don't have to come out, because they don't really have to disclose it, do they, with some agencies? It's all a bit
Yeah,
shrouded in mystery, isn't it? And everybody's confused. And I think what's going on, if you add it all up, in the last 10 days since fight week for Joshua, they've done 182 interviews. Eddie Hills and Spotty Frank. Now that works out in 10 days, 18 interviews a day between them. Eddie's obviously done more than Frank, but between them, they're just throwing them out there.
and that's on most of the platforms, probably multiple times with certain ones as well, isn't it?
Well,
Especially IFL.
if you've got IFL seconds out, Boxing Social, Boxing News, there's a couple of others. There's 7 that they use, right? Now, if there's 4 different storylines, Boom Gardner, Dylan White, Joshua, Conor Ben, the hot topics, yeah?
Yeah.
That means they've got to do 4 on each. That's 28 a day. 10 days, 280. So they haven't been getting round everybody, have they? Because they're doing 40 minutes here, 30 odd minutes here. But Coogan gets the pick of it, doesn't he? If you look, he gets the exclusives because he's the in-house media guy. But he says he ain't. Of course he is. That's why he's fell out with Dylan White. He's saying to Eddie, have you heard up from Dylan? Well, isn't Dylan your best mate, Coogan? You should know that, but he's blocked you, hasn't he? See where I'm coming from? He's going to side with Eddie Hills, isn't he? Because that's his paymaster, isn't it? We are Eddie. Where's Coogan's channel?
Exactly.
There you go. So he shouldn't have put his son in that situation, should he? From day one. Should have been neutral. But he ain't, is he?
No. Just shows and Eddie's around, isn't he? He's going to be around as a promoter.
And what?
Eddie's going to be around as a promoter for longer, where Dillian White is at the end of his career and stuff. So of course he's going to stick with Hills.
Of course he is, yeah. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it?
Well, IFL, they're like say the in-house. What do you make of that thing that he had on the other day? Apparently there's 15,000 I seen on an interview.
The what?
On that IFL live event they did.
15,000 people?
Yeah, I heard on some Eddie said apparently it's 15,000, and he mumbled and said apparently there's more here than what turned up to the actual AJ fight. That was on one of the interviews.
I think you must have. There weren't 15,000 people turned up to watch that lot.
It's one of the IFL interviews. It was because Coogan was in the background talking, and there was on about I was wearing a suit and all this lot for the event.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. It's a big number.
15,000. You're pissing up my leg with that, aren't you? Surely.
No, I swear, unless I heard it wrong, mate. But I've written it down. I've written it down. I was at 15,000 apparently, more than the AJ fight.
Well,
I was like,
that's more than Jennifer Lopez gets in it, and Jay-Z.
I suppose the tickets would have been a lot cheaper than the fight and stuff, though, to go there. I bet they was giving them away as well, anyway, wouldn't they? Some of them.
Well, I've seen him do an interview. When he said 1,000 tickets, so I don't know. If he's done 15,000, they've done really well, haven't they? If that's what they've done.
Yeah, they have.
A lot of them that were on that poster didn't even go, did they? So it's false advertising, that, innit?
It happens with a lot, though, isn't it? You see all these music events and stuff as well, and they put all these names down to get people to buy the tickets, and only probably 10 would turn up out of 30. It's sell the ticket, isn't it? It's the marketing and that. What about O'Hara Davis? Did you see him say something to Hearn on the stage?
Were they hugging and kissing?
Well, he was stood at the edge of this, like the front row, and he he had the microphone, and this bloke was behind him, and he was like, it's almost trying to grab the mic off him because he knew what he was saying wasn't going with what they want. Do you know what I mean? Eddie was a bit put on the spot. I don't know if you've seen it. It's just a short interview, and the guy takes the mic off him, and that. It's, I thought, I'm surprised O'Hara Davis didn't say it to this guy, saying, "Who are you?" Do you know what I mean? But yeah, very strange it was.
I didn't watch it, and I won't
I
really.
didn't watch it. No.
I didn't watch it, and they're not my cup of tea. But I'm a little bit disappointed with R. Davies because for all his roadman talk for the last 6 years or whatever it's been, for him to go turning up there, it's a bit. I don't know. It's a bit cringe, isn't it? After they kicked him out on his hero, didn't they?
I know it is. It's. I suppose he went there just to put him on the spot because that's all he said on the mic. It was a question about throwing him under the bus or something.
They've gone there to be relevant. That's all they've all gone there for. To be relevant. That's all. And hope that Eddie's going to throw him a bone down the line. That's what it is, and that's how it works. It's harsh for me to say that, but I don't care. Because a lot of them are lickers, and they just want to get on a show, and they feel if they're not going to lick, they're not going to get on a show. It's the name of the game.
Exactly.
Licking.
I heard Vinky saying that exactly what you just said. I watched Peter Fury interview. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it yesterday. Yeah, BBTV.
Yeah, he was saying exactly that. To get interviews with the boxers and to get ringside seats, they're just lickers, aren't they? Do everything they say to get access, like you always say. It's shocking.
Well, Peter's a multi-millionaire. You don't need to lick any arse to get Yui on there. If they want to get Yui out there, they'll pay for their own opponent. They're not bothered. They're not going to lick.
Exactly.
He's a man's man, Peter. There's others that aren't. Others are not as fortunate financially, and we aren't boxing. They haven't really got anywhere else to go or anything to do. So they're going to have to lick arse. I mean, there's a few of them now that are having to play ball that didn't used to play ball in the past because you get froze out. It's a harsh reality, and they'll look at it as going to that event as going to work. That's all it is. A bit like Bellew, isn't it? He knows where
Yeah,
his head's buttered, but he goes over the top, doesn't he? This is a grown man, by the way. Bellew's a
and that,
grown man, and he goes over the top with his bias for all things matchroom, and I don't think he really understands how much he's hated. And he's probably a nice kid if you take the bias out of him for matchroom. I mean, he's talking. Bellew's doing interviews now, and he's saying things like, "Well, when we signed him, and yeah, well, he's done very well since he came to us." Who's this we and us? Is Tony Bellew a shareholder at Matchroom? No,
no,
he's employed by them to do media work, and they give him gigs on DAZN. That's it. But DAZN pays wages for DAZN. He probably picks up crumbs off Eddie, but he's sold his soul. If he were a coal miner back in the 80s, he would have been a scab in the strike. Tony Bellew. He said, "Well, I'm putting food on the table for my family." Yeah, but so are millions of others. But they're all having to struggle through and work as a team, like they did in the miners, like farmers bringing
yeah,
vegetables and tatties for all families and stuff like that, and butchers donating stuff. The government let everybody off with the bills for a year. They had to pay it a year down the line. As
yeah,
regards, so no bills to pay, and all food were coming from farmers. So nobody starved, did they?
no,
You just didn't have your luxuries and that. He wouldn't be one of them, though. He wouldn't have been able to do it. Same as Eddie wouldn't be able to do it. They wouldn't be able to cope. Do you know
no.
what I mean? So when they talk about relentless and all like that, when has he ever been relentless, Eddie Hearn?
Oh,
Never had a day's relentlessness in his life.
he's had it easy, mate. He's had it easy from day one.
Has he done porridge? No. Has he been on run? No. Has he had it hard? No. Were he on free dinners at school? No. Did he go to school? No, when he got holes in his trains, think I'm going to get rinsed here. No.
Yeah,
He never had it hard, mate. The only time he ever had it hard was when Frampton left him, and he was really in a bad way then for about a week. That's the only
yeah,
time anybody's ever seen a chink in his armour. When Frampton left him, that were a that brought him to his knees, mate. A bit like Conor Ben when he tested positive. Eddie couldn't
oh,
cope with that, but obviously he's got bigger since then, and his ego's got massive. But what they're going to do when Joshua's gone?
I know. And because he's rode the wave for what, about a year now with Conor Ben, you know, when you go through kind of like hard times, you kind of get used to it, and it becomes a bit easier to deal with, isn't it? So it's like, but when now you got Dillian White and this Baumgartner as well, he's not saying much, so has he? Kept quiet, but these two not said much at all, really.
Well, Dylan White stays silent, and I know he's blocked a few people. He's fired a solicitor's letter off on to Matchroom, but I know he's blocked you, and he Coogs. When he needed his friend Coogs, Coogs went, I'm Team Eddie.
So
Instead of saying, look, Eddie, he's my pal, you're my pal, you know, couldn't do it, could he? He did a
shocking,
Steffi Bull.
shocking, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it is shocking. What do you think to the Baumgartner situation, though? Because all them wins she's got now on her record got to have got to have asterisks next to me. I mean, the Terry Harper one. God.
Yeah.
I mean, she don't like taking a punch anyway, but she could have got really hurt on that, and it's probably damaged her mental confidence because she always fights a little bit scared now, isn't she? You know, since she's been clipped. That's not
It,
fair.
it will, mate. It will. It does affect you,
Yeah.
mate.
She does, yeah.
For a few years, it will affect you, mate. That Baumgartner, she's got, like, say, freakish power. I heard you say something about there's a video of a bench pressing 100 kg or something, 100 pound or whatever.
90 key at collars it was.
She's she has got freakish power, and that when that Terry Harper got hit, she bloody froze, didn't she, in the ring?
She was knocked out, stood up like David Price against Povetkin, wasn't she?
And yeah, and a bit like Bellew against that Stevenson.
And Dave Allen against Usyk in sparring, blowing bubbles.
I seen that clip as well. He didn't know where he was, did he?
David? No,
Yeah.
he's going to do it Usyk. We target practice for Usyk, that one. But I think that they should take legal action against Baumgartner now, but they're not going to do because she's a matchroom fighter, isn't she? And Terry's a matchroom fighter. So
Yeah.
they'll be too frightened to take Eddie's fighter on, will they, and cause ripples in the camp. But what's right is right. Man in the mirror moment, Steffi Bull, get in that mirror and look at yourself and say, should I be taking legal action against Baumgartner for what she's done to my fighter? Because she ruined Terry Harper. Terry Harper didn't want rematch, did she?
No, straight away. Didn't want that, no.
But could you imagine rematch now that Baumgartner would have to have stringent testing? It could be built up into something really big, couldn't it? She could get, it could be revenge, repeat or revenge or something like that. They could really build it up and build Baumgartner up as the villain and Terry as the girl next door, couldn't they?
Yeah. Has Terry gone up a little bit in weight, though, divisions?
Yeah, she has, but she could easily come down. They just went up to avoid her. Oh, Baumgartner would go up if they offered it.
I reckon, yeah, they can go up quite a few divisions, can't they? And down
Of course they can. Of course they can. What do you think to sorry about it, it's 8:30 nearly and I've been up since 4. What do you think to the Dylan White situation? I've already spoke about that. He's gone a bit quiet on that one, hasn't
he? Yeah, it's gone quiet a bit, hasn't it? I was going to say, Jay, did you see Don Charles's interview about Chisora, saying that Chisora's told him he wants to have 50 fights?
Yeah. Well, Don Charles is not his trainer though now, is he?
No, not no more, but obviously they probably speak. But he says he wants 50 fights, and he said he believes he's had 47, so that's 3 more fights. Think about that, 3 more fights.
I mean, there'll be 3 easy ones. They're not going to put him near any danger. He'll scoop up another £1 million at 3 more fights, and then he'll probably walk, won't he? Just over 40-year-old, 41. He'll be then, won't he, or something?
What's he going to do? Have one every year or something for the next 3 years or something?
I don't know, but his balance has gone. His punch resistance has gone. He's taking more shots than ever. He wasn't really big on moving his head anyway.
No.
Man's Joe Fraser, but he's took a lot of punishment. Now, when he's 60, he'll be talking like Dave Allen is now.
I can see it, mate. He'll have the shakes and everything, I think.
Yeah, he will. He'll have full bag of mashings.
He talks like he talks on these interviews like he's constantly bloody stoned.
Yeah. How do you see It's Big Freeze versus
Oh,
the White Rhino going?
well, big threes. You would think, yeah, he should be the slight favourite, but you never know in heavyweight division. I've not seen that Rhino, White Rhino. He's only had a few small little fights the last few years, so I don't know if he's going to be fit for it for starters. For what, 3-4 rounds he might last? Is he
He
going to be
sold his
fit?
name money for a few quid one last time because he was really going no, he's not really going anywhere on Dennis's shows. He's had two with Dennis and both had losing records, and he had two who didn't have winning records before that. So he's probably thinking, look, I better get some hard at job here. And he'll look at it like as a gamble. If I can beat
Yeah,
this Big Freeze, he's back in mix, isn't he?
back
If
in
he don't,
mix.
if he don't, he won't going anywhere anyway. Worry really. Let's have it right.
Mm, no, but
So
I think he's got a chance though. That big freeze. He's not the elusive person, I wouldn't say. He's big, so he's a lot to hit.
you know
Do you know what I mean?
these nicknames I keep giving people, they're sticking, aren't they?
Yeah, it's big freeze. Yeah,
You
I
know what I
seen him
got that? Do you know where I got it from? That, do you want me to tell you where I got that from?
where.
Whenever they introduced him, Anna Woolhouse introduced him, she used to go, "It's Big Freeze," and he had
Oh
it
yeah,
on his dressing gown, and It's Big Freeze.
I know.
I just changed it to It's Big Freeze because I
It's
look at Frosty the Snowman, and he looks like a big stiff as well, doesn't he? Frosty the Snowman, and Fraser's like a big giant Karamak Easter egg, isn't he? But I've changed it to Snowman. It's just a bit
no
of
man.
fun, innit? If It's
It's
Big Freeze
banter.
can't take it, you're going to get a lot more stick than that, kid. And let me tell you, I was cheering you at the Olympics, but you need to get a move on age 32 because you're going nowhere with Adrian Mole as a promoter. Pop, pop, bang.
He's from down these ways, isn't he? Derby Burton, isn't it? Big freeze.
Yeah, Big Freezer's a Derby lad, and he's probably a Derby County fan, but he's actually a nice kid. Actually, I met him a couple of times at shows. I remember meeting him at when he first started doing door work years ago. Years ago, at
Yeah.
a crotch fight. He's all right. He's a nice kid. What do you think to Adrian Mole?
Good.
Adrian Mole, what do you think to him and Eddie Hills as spat?
Sorry, I didn't catch that first name.
What do you think to Adrian Mole, aka Ben Shalom, and Eddie Hills as spat on social
Yeah,
media? Intense beef.
I know. I've not seen too much on them two. And what's it to do with? I'm not 100% in
Some
with that.
purse bid or this and that, and Eddie's squealing now,
Thursday.
reading his emails out on IFL. What's all that? There's stuff for something to talk about now. Who gives
It's
a flying
childish.
about Adrian Mole and his emails about some purse bid where he asked Porte and some other waste man? Who cares about the cruiserweights anyway? I'm glad Callum Johnson's come back because he's going to shake it all up a bit because that division's been trash for years, hasn't it? It's always been trash. They're either too big for a light heavyweight or too small for heavyweight. It's like a in between a division that nobody gives a flying about, a bit like flyweight.
He's coming back in, Callum Johnson, in is it
Yeah,
cruiserweight?
yeah, cruiserweight, and he'll probably win a world title because there's nobody there who can beat him. I don't think, and he's not afraid to let his hands go, is he?
No, is he? Oh, he look what he did to Betterby if he dropped him.
Listen, he got stuck into better, but even all the rest of them froze.
I think Callum Johnson, he'll beat that Billiam Smith easy.
Tomato.
Billiam Smith, that Chris Billiam Smith.
Do you know
He'll
what?
beat
He's a
him easily.
lucky as man him to have a world title to ever come from these shores. He must be looking up to God thinking, somebody up there loves me. And what about Acola, the source? Where's he going to head now? Terry Chapadama's guy, the source who were going to rip Fruit Division and dominate at heavyweight. What happened to the source, Terry?
I remember that.
Date go off on it. Pop,
I
pop.
remember that. I remember hearing that one, Porky, when he said he'll go up to heavyweight division and he'll give people problems. Yeah, that was it.
Henry, what were you coming out with all that Usyk nonsense about the source? The sorcerer or daddy's sauce, HP sauce. Which sauce are you on about? If you're on about a Coley sauce, The guy's a shocker.
He's shocking though, isn't he? Have you seen him fight? I don't know how he won a world title, mate. He suppose he's got a big right hand, but he just grabs and grabs it. It was like, how is it going on for this long? It was so bad that last fight he had. I ain't seen a peep out of him, to be honest, have you, since he got beat?
Listen, mate. You wouldn't open your curtains to watch him fight, would you? The source. Is that
Nope.
bad? Is that
He's
bad?
probably the worst fighter out there. Campbell Atton's a close second, probably.
What do you think to him, Campbell? Hands of foam Hatton. Do you think he's any good?
I've watched him since his debut, and he's not much different, is he? Just the same, and knockovers, but he's not knocking him over. They're in there to be knocked over, most of these opponents, and he's just going the rounds, isn't he? He's not brilliant. I just can't see him going any further in British level. But the thing what does my head in, mate, is that he's getting put on these cards, pay-per-view cards as well, what should have been like this one, and he's making all this money, and he's garbage. There's kids out there what are on these small shows and that what are better than him. And look what they don't get no publicity.
Yeah, it's could you imagine in years to come if we had Joshua's kid turning pro, Anthony Joshua's kid and Tyson Fury's kid? It'd be unbearable, wouldn't it? Oh, unbearable.
They'll get straight to the pay-per-view and all this straight away, won't they?
Yeah.
100%.
These dogs on this bed, I ran them to death today, pair of them.
I took mine out today as well on a good walk.
Morning, an hour and a half, and then 2 hours tonight. Shattered my scent, to be honest. I've done them in.
You got two dogs now, yeah?
Yeah, I've got a toy poodle. I've got Rocky, who's a shih tzu, and I've got this toy poodle here, and she's proper shattered. She wanted me to carry her on the way back, so I did for about 30 yards, and I thought, no, you're going down, you're going to tough it out. And next, I got lost. I got lost in this book. Anyway, and I think they were losing faith in me, even dogs were like, where are we going here, Porky? We're lost. Anyway, we managed to figure this way out. We ended up near Alverley, this pub. Miles away. Yeah, it's miles away from where I thought I were. I thought I went in Stainton and ended up near Bowlby. But I've thrown them in Bath. I thought, because I'm fed up at her barking, not Rocky, but her barking all the time, being a nuisance. So I thought, right, I watched this program on YouTube how to tire your dog out. So I've tired them out today, and obviously I've been to work in between and not bathed them. Rocky's Zonko here, and she's Zonko there, Zonko pair of them. But that's good, isn't it? And so that's what I've got to do it. But if I've got to do that every day, I'm going to be sent, aren't I? Shattered.
I bet you are. I bet your legs are feeling it.
Oh, yeah. I felt it today, but obviously, I can do it, but I have to got to go to working day as well, aren't I? So you take him in the morning, you go to work, and you come back, you got to take him, and oh my God. And I kept thinking, there's something I forgot. And Rocky kept coming up to me and he kept putting his hand on me. I said, what you keep putting your hand on me for? You were trying to tell me something. And I don't think no of it. Anyway, I went skidding downstairs. I was running downstairs and lost my balance, and my foot kicked into two dog balls at the bottom of the stairs. And I thought, oh, I'm going to be watter or other. And then, no fucking water in bowls. And I thought,
so
that's what they want. They want a drink. That's a good one. So I got my bottle of water out of the fridge, poured it in, and that was it, wasn't it? The Zonko now, they're rehydrated.
Oh, bless him.
I know, yeah, they'll be right. I'll be getting reported now to RSPCA by trolls.
Yeah, but it's been quite warm today, so I suppose that's why they drank a lot. My dog, as soon as I turn the tap on, that he hears that water, he goes to the bowl if he's thirsty. Every time I open that fridge, he's looking at me, licking his lips, wondering what am I going to pull out. Is he my dog?
My memory's going. Some look at your dog.
It is my dog. Look, Tyson.
You know what dog is it?
Duffy.
Do you walk him much?
Yeah, I take him every day, and I go in my car to the parks where I live, Redwood Park, Markeaton Park, massive lakes and stuff. So I take him there most days.
Do you see a Damon Haig from over your way?
David A.
Damon
No,
Haig, Damon Haig, he's from over your. You're Derby, aren't you?
yeah, Derby, yeah.
Damon Haig, he fought Froch, didn't he?
Oh no, I've not heard or seen of him in Derby. No.
Yeah, he fought Froch. He got iced.
When was that? About 12 years ago?
No, donkeys years ago, that mate. In
More earlier in his career.
06 or something, 05, something like that. British title, wasn't it, when he won British title?
Oh
Years
man,
ago. How old are you like?
I'm 33.
33, mate. Oh, bit before my.
Yeah,
I'm old enough to be your father. I'm 53.
you're 20 years older. See, but I'm the youngest of. I got three older brothers, and my oldest brother's 46, so he's not much younger than you.
Yeah. What do you think to Charlo fight with Canelo, Luke?
Yeah, I watched that
Finish on from
press
that one.
conference. I watched the press conference yesterday. No trash talk from that one. I would have thought there might have been some from that Charlo brother, but yeah. And also, I've heard about he's got into going up to weight divisions to fight him.
Yeah.
But when I seen them stood next to each other, he looked bigger than him, taller than him. I was like, how's he coming up to weight division? He didn't look like it.
He's taller than Canelo, isn't he, Charlo, isn't he? And so
Yeah,
we'll see. They'll sort it out, won't they?
yeah.
What do you
I
think
think
to go on?
I was just going to say, I think he's got a chance to beat him because Canelo is on the slide, but I do think he'll win. He'll end up getting the nod on points.
Yeah, who do you think Derek Chisora is going to fight next?
Trying to think who might be put in with him.
Apart from rigor mortis. Pop bang, Derek. Chisora.
They might bring some, and I reckon they might bring another Yank in, someone who's low level, just for Washington. Trying to think from Britain, someone from Britain you might put in with him. Got to be someone garbage, obviously. You don't want no more losses, does he? He wants to get some wins.
It don't
Do you
matter
think
if
that,
he gets a loss now. It don't matter if because he's like turning up at these shows. He's turning himself into like a cartoon character for attention and views, and that's all he's got now to get his Senate mix. Because if he ain't got that, he's not going to be mixed as a punch bag, is he? So he's turned it onto this. He's turned into this like showman type guy, isn't he? You think?
yeah, he has definitely. Well, he's coming dressed as five guys. He's just a joker, isn't he? But I was just thinking, what about
Yeah,
if Dave Allen does a good show of himself with a big freeze, do you think Chisora might fight him
yeah.
down the road?
We know Chisora's going rate. He's 500 grand, isn't he? So
Oh,
it's his going rate. So
500 grand to fight, and he's just literally like a brick wall walking forward, just getting pummeled all night.
yeah, it's sad to see, but all these people that are cheering him on and putting him on shows, he'll want to wring the necks in about 10 years when he's talking like that, won't he? Well, that's the bottom line, innit? I'm not here to be mates with any of them. I've got enough mates in my life. I'm not here to listen to shite from people like Derek Chisora who are conning the public. They're conning a living out at public because he's turning up in pink outfits and he painted his house pink now. The God keeps telling everybody. Who
Is he
cares
really?
if his house is yellow or covered in pebble dash and sprayed orange? Who cares? What's that got to do with price of fish or boxing?
Cringe from Gad into talking of Gad. Did you see his one with Hearn on that Fight Club podcast saying, will the great get an OBE like his dad? On about Eddie Hearn getting
Harry Ends, what has he
OBE.
got an OBE now off at Royal Family? It's only 2 years ago. We couldn't get. He went missing, didn't he, when Epstein's book come out? Now they're giving him an OBE. Could not
It's
make.
crazy.
No, pop, bang.
And then he called him Lord Eddie Hearn. And when I'm hearing all these words, it's just complete sucking up to him, like you say, calling him Lord Eddie Hearn.
Lord Eddie.
Yeah. And then Eddie says, sir, like bragging. It should be sir or something. I thought, cringe.
It is. Well, listen, I'm going to get off, Luke. It's been a pleasure. I hope you're well. How's your back? Is it all right?
Yeah, it's been all right, mate. Since yesterday, I'm just taking it steady for the next few days.
We'll get some paracetamol down you, lad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Now I've had this jab and coming off all my medication what I was on. So yeah, just gonna take paracetamol and that now.
Right. Okie dokie then. Well, listen, you take care, mate. Peace
Yeah,
out.
you take care as well, Porky, mate.
Cheers, mate. Bye bye.
See you later, mate.
Right.
Bye.